Okay. You're able to hear me? It's audible, right? I'm not great at kirtans. Please bear with me. For my purification, I'm doing this kirtan. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadramayi. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo. श्री निताय गौरचंद्र महाप्रभु की, श्री राधा माधव की, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रमय की, श्री श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. So this is the first time I am giving class in temple. So I am not at all qualified to sit on the Vyasasana. I know you are you have been practicing devotion for many years. And before you, I am nothing. So since I was told to give the class, I am taking as a service to all of you. I am proceeding for this class. Otherwise, I don't have any qualification. Please forgive me if I do any mistakes. And I pray all of you and bless me to speak right words at right moment. Hare Krishna. So today we will discuss, I think there is a series going on, that Canto 2, Chapter 4 and verse number 18, right? So before we are proceeding to the verse, so we'll offer prayers to Bhagavatam. Narayanam namaskrutyam naranchaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudiryat nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nandagopakumaraya govindaya namo namaha. Vanchakalpatubhasya krupa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. So those who are attending the first time, I will give the context where we are. Okay. So I think you all know that the flow, but still I am giving just a context so that everyone can connect to the current class. Okay. We are discussing Canto 2. The end title is The Cosmic Manifestation, and we are discussing Chapter 4, the process of creation, right? And the verse number 18 that we are discussing today. And before we are going to the verse number 18, we'll understand what all Sutta Goswami or Sukadeva Goswami was discussing in previous verses. If you look at the chapter, the first 4 verses were discussing, Sutta Goswami is narrating the qualities of Pariksit Maharaj, the first 4 verses. Okay, and within that narration, you know that there are two narrations. One is between Sutta Goswami and the sages of Naimisharanya, and within that narration there is one more narration between Sukadeva Goswami and Pariksit Maharaj. And Pariksit Maharaj was glorifying the qualities of Sukadeva Goswami. You know, it is a Vaishnava etiquette. Whenever we come across a Vaishnava, elevated Vaishnava, we glorify their qualities. And even if you come across deities also, we will glorify first. So similarly, Sukadeva Goswami is glorifying the qualities of Sukadeva Goswami. Pariksit Maharaj was glorifying the qualities of Sukadeva Goswami. Because Pariksit Maharaj has some queries, okay, he wanted to put forward to Sukadeva Goswami. Okay, what he is going to ask is, he is asking how the Supreme Personality of Godhead engages his external energies and expansions engaged in creation of this material world, and how he is maintaining and how he is winding up. So that is what he wanted to know. No, Pariksit Maharaj did not go to the elevated qualities of Krishna. He is starting from the lowest qualities, like how he will create this material world, how he will maintain, how he will wind up the material world. So from there he is asking question to Sukadeva Goswami. And later Pariksit Maharaj was glorifying the qualities of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pariksit Maharaj was not a devotee. It's not like before coming to Sukadeva Goswami, he is not a devotee. From the birth, he is a devotee of Lord Krishna. He knows the qualities of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So later he is glorifying the qualities of Krishna. Okay. After glorifying, then Sukadeva Goswami is addressing the question which was asked by Pariksit Maharaj. Okay. And even Sukadeva Goswami also directly not addressing to the Pariksit Maharaj's question. He started glorifying the qualities of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And apart from glorifying the qualities of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he also offering praise to Lord. It is a Vaishnava etiquette again. How Pariksit Maharaj done glorifying the qualities of Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami is also narrating, glorifying the qualities of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he is invoking the Lord's blessings by offering the prayers. That is one of the prayers that we are today discussing. That is 18th verse. I think we already discussed many verses. From 10th verse onwards, all the prayers Sukadeva Goswami is offering to Lord and invoking the blessings of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. Today we will see the 18th verse. What is the quality that he is glorifying and how he is invoking Lord's blessings before he is addressing to the question put forward by Pariksit Maharaj. Okay, you all understand that. You can connect the context. Okay, you can, I am not good at reciting Sanskrit, but bear with me. With my broken Sanskrit, I will recite the Sanskrit verse. Kirata hunandra pulinda pulkasha abira shumba yavana kashadayaha ene cha papa yadapashraya shrayaha shundanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha kirata hunandra pulinda pulkasha abira shumba yavana kashadayaha ene cha papa yadapashraya shrayaha shundanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha. Anybody? Kirata hunandra pulinda pulkasha abira shumba yavana kashadaya ene cha papa yadapashraya shrayaha shundanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha. Anybody? Kirata hunandra pulinda pulkasha abira shumba yavana kashadaya ene cha papa yadapashraya shrayaha shundanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha. Matajis? Kirata hunandra pulinda pulkasha abira shumba yavana kashadaya ene cha papa yadapashraya shrayaha shundanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha. Word to word translation. Kirata, a province of old Bharat. You repeat? No. Okay. Kirata, a province of old Bharat. Huna, part of Germany and Russia. Andhra, a province of southern India. Pulinda, the Greeks. Pulkasha, another province. Abira, part of old Sindh, Shumbaha, another province, Yavanaha, the Turks, Kasha Adayaha, the Mongolian province, Ye, even those, Anye, others, Cha, also, Papaha, addicted to sinful acts, yet, whose Ashrayaha, having taken shelter of the devotees of the Lord, Shuddhanti, at once purified, Tasmai, onto him, Prabhavishnave, onto the powerful Vishnu, Namaha, my respectable obeisances. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Kirata, Huna, you will repeat? Okay. Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abira, Shomba, Yavana, members of the Kasa races and even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord, due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectable obeisances unto him. Okay? You can repeat after me. Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abira, Shomba, Yavana, members of the Kasa races, and even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord, due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectable obeisances unto him. Purport. So it is a long purport. What I do, probably wherever I want to discuss, I will discuss and I will continue. Okay. I will not go in one go to complete the purport. Okay. That is fine, right? So Kirata, a province of old Bharatvarsha mentioned in the Bhishma Parva of Mahabharat. Generally, the Kiratas are known as the aboriginal tribes of India. And in the modern days, the Santal Pargans in Bihar and Chota Nagpur might comprise the old province named Kirata. Huna, the area of East Germany and part of Russia, is known as the province of the Hunas. Accordingly, sometimes a kind of hill tribe is known as the Hunas. Andhra, a province in southern India mentioned in the Bhishma Parva of Mahabharat, it is still extant under the same name. It is part of all southern states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and everything comes under the same name, Andhra. Okay, it is Andhra referring all the southern states, not only Andhra Pradesh. Okay, and we are also qualified to purified. Okay, Pulinda, Pulinda, it is mentioned in the Mahabharat, Adi Parva 174.38, where the inhabitants of the province of the name Pulinda, this country was conquered by Bhishma Sena and Sahadeva. The Greeks are known as Pulindas, and it is mentioned in the Vana Parva of Mahabharat that non-Vedic races of this part of the world would rule over the world. This Pulinda province was also one of the Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki Jai, Sri Sri Radha Madhav ki, Sri Sri Nitai Gaurachandra Mahaprabhu ki. This Pulinda province was also one of the province of Bharat, and the inhabitants were classified amongst the Kshatriya kings. But later on, due to their giving up the Brahminical culture, they were mentioned as the Mlichas, just as those who are not followers of Islamic culture are called Kafirs, and those who are not followers of the Christian culture are called heathens. Okay? Here, if you understand that when Yudhishthira Maharaj was doing a rajarsi yajna, you all know that, right? So when he was doing, he sent his brothers in all the directions. And Bhima, here it is mentioned, Bhimasena and Sahadeva went to one direction where Pulindas were there. Okay, they conquered Pulindas. Okay, it is a custom like when they do any yajnas, Rajasuya yajna, they will go and collect the funds to celebrate that Rajasuya yajna. Okay, and for that they will go and challenge the kings. If they are ready to fight, they will fight with them, and they beat them and get the kingdom. And they use that opulence into the Rajasuya yajna. Okay. Similarly, if they don't want to fight and they surrender, then they will support naturally to the kings. That is the custom they used to follow, kings. Okay. And the next category is Abhira. This name also appears in Mahabharata, both in Shabha Parva and Bhishma Parva. It is mentioned that this province was situated on the river Saraswati in Sindh. The modern Sindh province formerly extended on the other side of Arabian Sea, and all the inhabitants of that province were known as Abhiras. They were under the domination of Maharaj Yudhishthir, and according to the statements of Markandeya, the Mlichas of this part of the world would also rule over Bharat. Later on, this proved to be true. As in the case of the Pulindas, on behalf of the Pulindas, Alexander the Great conquered India, and on behalf of Abhiras, Muhammad Ghori conquered India. These Abhiras were also formerly Kshatriyas within Brahmanical culture, but they gave up the connection. The Kshatriyas who were afraid of Parshuram and had hidden themselves in the Caucasian hill regions later on became known as Abhiras, and the place they inhabited was known as Abhira Desha. You all know that when Parshuram went ahead and killed all the demonic kings, okay, during that time Parshuram went this place also. When Parshuram attacking all these kings, some of the kings hidden themselves in the Caucasian hill regions. Those are called Abhiras. Okay, that place is called Abhira Desha. And next category, Shumbas or Kankas, the inhabitants of Kanka province of old Bharat mentioned in the Mahabharata. If you look at these, all parts are combined together. It was okay after Kali Yuga was progressing. Everyone wanted to have their own leadership. They wanted to rule their place. For that reason, they are separated from Bharatvarsha. Okay, and after that they have built their own kingdoms like Abhiras, Kiratas, if you consider whatever mentioned here. But earlier, if you look at recent history, we all know that Pakistan was part of India, Bangladesh was part of India, and Afghanistan was a part of India. But due to their own gratification, sense gratification, they wanted to separate from Bharat. That's how these all places were created. Okay. And next category, Yavanas. Yavana was the name of one of the sons of Maharaj Yati, who was given the part of the world known as Turkey to rule. Therefore, the Turks are Yavanas due to being descendants of Maharaj Yavana. The Yavanas were therefore Kshatriyas, and later on, by giving up the Brahminical culture, they became a Mlicha Yavanas. Description of Yavanas are in the Mahabharata, Adi Parva 85.34. Another prince called Turvasu was also known as Yavana, and his country was conquered by Sahadeva, one of the Pandavas. The western Yavana joined with Duryodhana in the battle of Kurukshetra under the pressure of Karna. It is also foretold that these Yavanas also would conquer India, and it proved to be true. You know Kala Yavana? How many knows Kala Yavana? Muchkonda. Okay. So that Kala Yavana is part of this dynasty. Okay. And when he is the person who has given the name to Krishna as Ranchor. Okay. Krishna is called Ranchor, Makanchor, and all chores. He is the chore of all hearts. Okay. Next category is Kasha. The inhabitants of Kasha Desha are mentioned in the Mahabharata. Those who have stunted growth of hair on the upper lip are generally called Khasas. As such, the Khasas are Mongolians, the Chinese, and others who are so designated. You know, the Khasas and the Mongolians, the Khasas are called Mongolians. Mongolians and Chinese always have a fight between. Okay, they have their own set of rules and regulations. Chinese has their own set of rules and regulations, and Mongolians have their own set of rules and regulations. There is always a constant fight between them. That is one of the reasons Chinese wanted to protect from Mongolians. They built the Great Wall of China. That is one of the wonders in 7 wonders of world. The above mentioned historical names are different nations of the world. Even those who are constantly engaged in sinful acts are all corrigible to the standard of perfect human beings if they take shelter of the devotees of Lord. Jesus Christ and Muhammad, 2 powerful devotees of the Lord, have done a tremendous service on behalf of the Lord on the surface of the globe. And from the version of Srila Sukadeva Goswami, it appears that instead of running a godless civilization in the present context of the world situation, if the leadership of world affairs is entrusted to the devotees of the Lord, for which a worldwide organization under the name and style of International Society for Krishna Consciousness has already been started, then by the grace of the Almighty Lord, there can be a thorough change of heart in human beings all over the world, because the devotees of the Lord are able to authorities to effect such a change by purifying the dust-worn minds of people in general. The politicians of the world may remain in their respective positions because the pure devotees of the Lord are not interested in political leadership or diplomatic implications. Here, Prabhupada was saying, if leaders can be a devotees, then they can rule properly. But immediately he mentioned that devotees are not interested in taking the positions of politicians. But politicians can consult the devotees. A politician can stay in their positions and they can consult the Vaishnavas, devotees, and rule the administration, do the administration properly by taking the advice from the Vaishnavas. That's what he is saying. The devotees are interested only, here it is written, the devotees are interested only in seeing that the people in general are not misguided by political propaganda. Devotees generally do not like people are misguided or exploited by politicians. They like to see devotees always fulfill the purpose of human life. That is the only agenda for devotees, nothing else. And in seeing that the valuable life of human being is not spoiled in following a type of civilization which is ultimately doomed. If the politicians therefore would be guided by the good counsel of the devotees, here it is mentioned, then certainly there would be a great change in the world situation by the purifying propaganda of devotees, as shown by Lord Chaitanya. As Sukadeva Goswami began his prayers by discussing the word Yat Kirtanam, so also Lord Chaitanya recommended that simply by glorifying the Lord's holy name, a tremendous change of heart can take place, by which the complete misunderstanding between the human nations created by politicians can at once be extinguished. And after the extinction of the fire of misunderstanding, other profits will follow. The destination is to go back home, back to Godhead, as we have several times discussed in these pages. According to the cult of devotion, generally known as a Vaishnava cult, there is no bar against anyone's advancing in the matter of God realization. A Vaishnava is powerful enough to turn into a Vaishnava, even the Kirata. Whoever is mentioned above, Kirata, Abhira, and everyone, a devotee can easily change their low profile into the high profile as a spiritual profile. That's what he is mentioning. And a Vaishnava, right, as above mentioned, in the Bhagavad Gita 9.32, it is said by the Lord that there is no bar to becoming a devotee of the Lord, even for those who are low-born or women, Sudras or Vaishyas. And by becoming a devotee, everyone is eligible to return home back to Godhead. The only qualification is that one takes shelter of pure devotee of the Lord who has thorough knowledge in the transcendental science of Krishna, Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The only qualification is that one takes shelter of a pure devotee of the Lord, who has thorough knowledge in the transcendental science of Krishna, Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Anyone from any part of the world who becomes well conversant in the science of Krishna becomes a pure devotee and a spiritual master for the general mass of people, and may reclaim them by purification of heart. Though a person be even the most sinful man, he can at once be purified by systematic contact with a pure Vaishnava. A Vaishnava, therefore, can accept a bona fide disciple from any part of the world without any consideration of caste and creed, and promote him by regulative principles to the status of a pure Vaishnava, who is a transcendental to Brahmanical culture. The system of caste, a Varnashrama dharma, is no longer regular even amongst the so-called followers of the system, nor is it now possible to re-establish the institutional function in the present context of social, political and economic revolution. Without any reference to the particular custom of a country, one can be accepted to the Vaishnava cult spiritually, and there is no hindrance in the transcendental process. So by the order of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the cult of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam or the Bhagavad Gita can be preached all over the world, reclaiming all persons willing to accept the transcendental cult. Such cultural propaganda by the devotees will certainly be accepted by all persons who are reasonable and inquisitive. Without any particular bias for the custom of the country, the Vaishnavas never accepts another Vaishnava on the basis of birthright, just as he never thinks of the deity of the Lord in a temple as an idol. And to remove all doubts in this connection, Srila Sukadeva Goswami has invoked the blessings of the Lord, who is all-powerful. Prabha Vishnave Namaha. As the all-powerful Lord accepts the humble service of his devotee in devotional activities of Archana, his form as the worshipable deity in the temple. Similarly, the body of the pure Vaishnava changes transcendentally at once when he gives himself up to the service of the Lord, is trained by a qualified Vaishnava. The injection of Vaishnava regulation in this connection runs as follows. Ache Vishnu Shiladir Gurus Naramatir Vaishnave Jati Buddhihi Sri Vishnu Namni Shabda Samanya Buddhihi, etc. One should not consider the deity of the Lord as worshipped in the temple to be an idol, nor should one consider the authorized spiritual master an ordinary man, nor should one consider a pure Vaishnava to belong to a particular caste, etc. Padma Purana. The conclusion is that the Lord, being all-powerful, can under any and every circumstances accept anyone from any part of the world, either personally or through his bona fide manifestation as the spiritual master. Lord Chaitanya accepted many devotees from communities other than the Varnashramatis, and he himself declared to teach us that he does not belong to any caste or social order of life, but that he is the eternal servant of the Lord, who maintains the dham cells of Vrindavan, Lord Krishna. That is the way of self-realization. Hare Krishna. So, if we understand by reading the purport, Sukadeva Goswami is giving the priority for association of devotee. He is glorifying the potency of devotees association. And the root cause of devotional service, if you look at the root cause of devotional service is association of a devotee, association of advanced devotee. It is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Even before Chaitanya Charitamrita was written by Srila Prabhupada has given a book called Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. In that, he elaborately discussed about the principles of pure devotional service or teachings of Lord Chaitanya. One of them is Sadhu Sangha. Okay? Everyone has a preliminary faith. If you look at, everyone has a preliminary Shraddha. And slowly, if they come in being with the devotees, association of devotees, they start bhajana kriya. So, Sadhu Sangha is very important. When we have a Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu will give the knowledge. With that knowledge, one can destroy the darkness of ignorance in everyone's life. It happens. Okay? And my Guru Maharaj was saying, he used to conduct home programs. So he goes to home programs and conduct. And in one of the home program, host was saying that host has a son. His son is asking to parents that why we have to go to temple. And to crush his naughtiness, the parents asked the same question to the Guru Maharaj before before his son. And his son is also presenting in the same class. So they asked, my son is asking this question, why we have to go to temple? We can do everything, all the stuff at home. Then my Guru Maharaj was answering like this. So suppose there is a fire. Let's suppose there is a fire. And after fire, you see that there is a coal. You know, if you give some time, you can find out of fire, you get a coal, right? And if you leave that coal becomes like just like a black stone. Whereas if you bring all the coals which has some fire, bring together and put one place, again you see the fire, right? There is a fire. So similarly, the moment Guru Maharaj was saying that, immediately that person answered, yes, I got it. Why we have to go to temple? So why we have to go to temple? We have to, if we think that we can do the devotion by our own strength, we will not be able to sustain. We will not be able to sustain. If you look at Prabhupada's life, when he goes to Western countries, so there are many people who are different kind of backgrounds, sinful backgrounds, but one pure devotee and change many hearts, right? We can see it is evident from Srila Prabhupada's life. Even Srila Prabhupada, even devotees also did not, by the time when Srila Prabhupada went to Western country, all the devotees who were following Prabhupada did not know about Krishna. They know only Prabhupada. They had been observing Prabhupada's qualities, how sincere Prabhupada was, and what is the mood of Prabhupada, how he has dedicated his life, how much hard work he was doing, everything they have observed, and they surrendered to Prabhupada. And later, they understand the Krishna, and they surrender to Krishna. So, even if you take our life also, every one of us who came into Krishna consciousness, somehow or others, some devotee has introduced Krishna consciousness into our life, right? If you look back in your life, everyone has a devotee in our life. And only one who has a possession of something that he can give to others. Like a devotee can give devotion to others. Bhakta can give bhakti to others. Nobody can give. Other people cannot give bhakti to us. Only a bhakta who possesses bhakti can give it to others. Right? It is evident in Prabhupada's life or in every one of our life. Similarly, when we have what is the effect of having devotees association is, when this is one more anecdote my Guru Maharaj was narrating. When my Guru Maharaj was traveling from one place to another place, and he was there in the railway station, and the train was late. My Guru Maharaj and his one more brahmachari was waiting for a train, and they both sat together and discussing some spiritual topics. And all of a sudden, one person came and wished, "Are you monks?" He asked the question, "Are you monks?" And before answering the person, he immediately said, "I am from monastery." He said, "I am from monastery." And the person who is accompanying my Guru Maharaj is very friendly, and he likes to distribute the books, and he likes to make the people friendly. Okay, and he is so polite while he was talking, and he immediately said, "I am also monastery." The brahmachari also said, I'm also monaster and I know everything. And he immediately started conversing with him. And within 2.5 minutes, the brahmachari asked that person, can we chant together? Within 2.5 minutes, you understand and he said, yes, of course, we can do it. And they do it. They started chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. And after finishing one round, that person said, it is ecstatic. He said, it is ecstatic. He felt that vibes in his heart. Because the vibes we clearly understand, because the pure devotee's presence gives those vibes. And immediately said, I wanted to know more about the devotion. Where can I learn all these things? That's how he connected to ISKCON. So that is the power of a devotee. Wherever he goes, he will attract the people. Bhakti Devi will attract everyone. Okay, Bhakti Devi will attract people. Even whoever is looking for bhakti, if bhakta goes, that person will be attracted to this person. It is evident in Prabhupada's case, or if you bring some devotees into the Krishna consciousness, you can also understand. Some souls are eagerly looking for bhakti. And if you go and come across them, then immediately they come into Krishna consciousness. So that is the power of association of devotees. And one more thing, my Guru Maharaj also does often japa retreats. Okay? While he was doing japa retreats, it is 64 rounds japa retreats. While he was doing, there is a conclusive class. He was supposed to give some conclusive class. When he was about to give, one person came. He is from India, and he came to him, and he said that, can I say something to you? Then my Guru Maharaj said, okay. There is a lot of bubblings in his mind. He wanted to share with my Guru Maharaj. And my Guru Maharaj said, okay, go ahead. Then that person started narrating. I stay nearby this place and 2 kilometers away from this temple. And I do 8 rounds every day. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't do. That is on and off. And today I heard, I got some invitation that you guys are doing a japa retreat, and I thought of giving some try. So I attended, I came here. And when I started, I thought that I can do 8 rounds along with all the devotees who are present there. 200 devotees participated there. They are all doing at a time japa. And this guy also, along with them, started doing japa. And he initially wanted to finish 8 rounds. And he finished 8 rounds. After 8 rounds, let me complete the 16 rounds. That ecstatic feelings flowing into his heart. Let me do it another 8 rounds. Let me attempt. And he completed 16 rounds. And after 16 rounds, he feels the same ecstatic feelings, and he wanted to continue. And he thought of, okay, let me complete 32 rounds. And he completed 32 rounds. And same ecstatic feelings, still, bubbling in his heart, he wanted to do it. That vibes are taking him along with, and he started, he's continued chanting another 16 rounds, 48, and he completed 64 rounds. Haribol. Then this is how I felt. Then he said that I don't anticipate this kind of chanting will happen in future in my life, because that is the power of having a devotees association. There are 200 devotees who are all together doing japa, and that is, it is like a seamless. Everyone is going to that flow, and they can do without thinking anything, because they have any expectation out of doing chanting. When we do chanting with any expectation, then our chanting will become a burden. If we don't have that expectation, then it is a seamless. We don't feel anything. We don't feel that we are doing 16 rounds, or we don't feel doing 32 rounds, or we don't feel doing 128 rounds also. But the moment, if you think of that, for sake of counting the rounds, then it is like a burden for us. Did you ever feel that? If you want to do rounds for sake of counting, then that becomes very heavy in our heart. The rounds will not move, and we will think of many things in our mind. The moment we don't think anything, it is just, we will go with the flow. So that is what happens when we do chanting along with the devotees. That is one of the biggest advantages when we are with the devotees. Okay? And what is the advantage of being in a devotees association? It is often quoted in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Prabhupada, many times, many places it is highlighted that when we are in the association of devotees, we can easily cross over the ocean of material existence. How? When we have a devotees association, the ocean of material existence shrinks. It becomes, it is like a half hoof print of calf. Okay? It becomes a hoof print of calf. How much water it has? Though it is big water, but when you have an association of devotees, that big ocean becomes a half print of calf. If somebody asks you to cross over half print of calf, you can easily cross it. Otherwise, you are already other side of the material ocean. Okay? Otherwise, if you are not in the association of devotees, it is very, very difficult to cross over the existence of material world. Okay? And in one way, if you think that if you lose the association of devotees, that is the greatest loss in our life. The greatest loss. Because devotees will give a devotional service. And it is not like we are already in the devotion, in the preliminary stage, and we don't require any devotees association in further. No, it is not like that. We always require devotees association even in the stage of prema bhakti. Okay? If we don't have a devotees association, one day we will dry up, like the coal out of the fire, how it becomes a dried up and become a dark stone. We also become like a dried up. We don't have any devotion in our heart. We may feel that we have a devotion by doership mentality. That is, then we will operate on the platform of false ego. We think that we are the doers, but that will not happen. Gradually, our devotion becomes a dried up. How the leaves of a tree dry up, similarly, our devotion also will be dried up. For that reason, we always have to preserve the devotees association. Whatever way, we have to preserve that association in our life. However struggle it is, it is okay, you can give up, you give some time to them, and you take some time and understand what kind of devotee he is, and you adjust yourself to tune with them, so that your devotion and the other person devotion also will go together for longer time. And if you think that no, that person is not up to the mark, I cannot associate with them, then you lose the benefit of having a devotees association, and you are not giving the opportunity to other person to come to the stage of devotion. Both ways, you will also lose, and other person also will lose the opportunity to become a devotee of the Lord. So, and one caution is, my Guru Maharaj always says that with this caution I will end up the class. And one caution is always we have to keep in mind that when we come and being with a devotees association, we should be very, very careful, because we have a lot of impurities. We will approach to a devotee who is in advance in devotion. We don't know how he is advanced. Externally, it appears he is not doing anything, but he is already there somewhere in the devotion. If with our material view, if we bring down their position, then it is an offense to the devotee. That offense will ruin entire our devotion. It is spoiled our entire well-guarded our devotion. Okay? So be careful while you are having association with advanced devotees or any devotee in fact. We should be very, very careful to maintain a right distance. At the same time, always be in touch with the devotees. Hare Krishna. With that, I will stop. Please forgive me if I make any mistakes. I tried to be always be in the between the lines of Prabhupada, what he mentioned in the purports. If I said anything out of my over enthusiasm, please forgive me. I did not mean to say that. Hare Krishna. If you have any questions or discussion, you can. Otherwise, we can stop the class. I think we don't have any questions. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Okay.